All right, World Wide Web, another super amazing, brain melting edition of NFL Week 1
Oh,
kickoff football
go
sports
NFL!
talk coming at you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube, Sports and Tacos, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us, YouTube, Sports and Tacos.
Football fans, an OG edition, old school OG edition of Sports and Tacos. We don't get them very much anymore. There ain't no guests, there ain't no co hosts. There is just the OGs talking uncut, pure Colombian football. An NFL, NFL Week 1. Oh, actually, let's start here. Let's just do a quick little wrap up. I mean, dude, the Lions went into Kansas City and got the upset. Man. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Bama. Are you a believer? Okay, was that just a matter of the Chiefs missing Travis Kelce, or are the Lions for real?
Lions are for real, but they are not for real in that game.
Yeah.
Detroit did not win that game per se. They did play hard. They played hard. They played physical. They did what they needed to do. They got the plays done when they needed to. But Kansas City lost that game more than they wanted, I think.
Yeah. 21-20.
Tony with what, 2 drops? One led to the pick six.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, 2 jet sweeps right there on short yardage there late in the fourth, and they both get stopped. Dude, it was ridiculous.
Maybe after you've, just coming off a Super Bowl win, you've won, what is it, 2 out of the last, 3 or 4 Super Bowls. Maybe he's playing with house money, and he decided, you gamble more than you would. But still, the way I look at it is, a win's a win in the NFL. And, come week 17, if the Charger, home, I don't know. You're right. Some of those calls were absolutely questionable. Total gambles.
I'm not sure who does the offensive calls this year, but I never thought I'd say this, but I think they missed Eric Bieniemy already.
Yeah, I just at the you might think, oh, it's week 1, no big deal. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, but if home field advantage is on the line because of that loss, you end up playing the AFC Championship game in a place like Jacksonville, it could be the difference between going to the Super Bowl or not. What are your thoughts, Tony?
Hey, that Thursday night game, America, yes, I was right.
Yeah.
I thought the spread, I thought it would be a 21, I thought it was going to be a close game. I didn't see, I took the points. I took the 4.5. America, I took the 4.5. I didn't even need to take it. And you know what? I was right.
Yeah. My prediction of 50, was it 55-51? The 55-51 barn burner did not happen.
Yeah, no offense at all.
I thought it was going to be a track meet, but I guess no Kelce. I figured.
Let me put this out there, Shotgun. You know what? And I kept on thinking about it through the whole game when I was watching it, which it was an exciting game. There was a couple plays here and there where it shouldn't have been, or it could have been. But, it was one of those. Now, Patrick Mahomes looked like a regular player. And you know why? Everybody always said, what happens if Patrick Mahomes does this? Guess what happened? He lost his starting tight end / wide receiver, like the old Shannon Sharp in the Bronco days. And it showed. And he was trying to throw it to everybody and their mother, but it wasn't happening. And look what happened to Tony. wide receiver / running back. He did not perform. He was getting beat off the line. He was getting beat by the cornerbacks. He was getting beat. The defense was saving the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Freaking on a scale of 1 to 10, like if you were, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were a Chiefs fan, like how panicked would you be from this game? I don't think it would be
no panic at all.
Only on the play calls.
No panic at all. Just I would be like a 3 on a scale of 10. It is week 1. We've seen Patrick Mahomes go through stretches where he looked average, and then next thing you like fall asleep on him for a week or 2 or 3. Next thing you know, Superman is just lighting it up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball between his legs. I know, I get it. But you know what? This week was just first week of NFL football. Anything can happen, and unlikely, and unfortunately, they lost their tight end. Where now, guess what? He was asking for money during preseason. Give it to him, because you know what? He's well worth it. It shows.
Oh man, so I'm not okay. Well, so if you're a Chiefs fan, you're probably not, going too crazy over this loss.
No,
now, if you're a
loss with the band coming down and then getting the rings.
But on the other side, if you're a Lions fan, dude, I mean, if you're a Lions fan and you're the Lions, that is a super uber confidence builder. You go into KC and knock off the Chiefs, that's going to give you the confidence to think that you can go anywhere and beat anybody. It kind of makes me. I know after week 1, they usually take down the who you can wager on to win the division typically. But man, I wish I could go back, and I don't care what happens in that division now. The Lions could win that division, no problem.
Hey, like I told you,
win like that.
Episodes, I picked the Lions winning their division.
It's early.
That's it is, and you're in a division that the Vikings won 11 games last year or whatever. On paper, the Vikings probably should win the division, but they lost Dalvin Cook. Nobody knows what's going to happen with and that's an interesting game. Is the Bears and the Packers. I think the Bears and Packers play this weekend, don't they?
Yeah.
Just because they are two, and I think it's a pick 'em. That is a game that even Vegas has no clue what to expect from that game. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Let's dive into that. That might even be a more interesting game to dive into just a little bit. It's a pick 'em. You go with the relatively experienced Justin Fields, and it's going to be a much improved Bears team. They've had mad draft picks, or Jordan Love. I don't necessarily know what the Packers really did in the draft. What are your thoughts, Tony? If you had to put $1,000 on that game, who are you taking in? Let's see. Let me look and see where that game's at.
On the Bear, you're talking about Bears in Minnesota, correct?
No, Bears and Packers.
No, the Bears in Green Bay, and it's in Chicago.
All right. The way I look at it is, you got one quarterback that hasn't got a taste of life yet. Now he's getting ready to. And you got another quarterback that's struggling, that could be a good player. But unfortunately, the team that he's been with the last couple of years, it's been tough. But at the same time, now I think he has a great little running back in the backfield. Plus, they picked up Devontae Foreman, which I thought that was a great pick. You got 1 and 2 running the ball, but then he's got outfield. He's got Bears. The defense is always good. But then you go to Green Bay. Green Bay lost a lot of players. They got also a couple players that are really young, but they're hurt right now.
Yeah.
And you can't look back on the Green Bay Packers.
And just so you know, it's bumped up just a half points. The Bears are now a 1.5 point favorite. I think that's probably home field advantage.
Yeah.
The fact that Justin Fields has more
Yeah,
experience.
but hey,
but this,
I agree with you guys on this and that, but at the same time, I'm going with experience, I'm going with knowledge, and I'm going with the strength of a backfield called the Green Bay Packers. They have Dylan, they have freaking Aaron Jones. They have possibilities to make things happen, and they got a quarterback that nobody knows about. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
think I think I'm jumping on the Green Bay Packers side today.
All right, World Wide Web, you heard it here first. Green Bay Packers. Big Daddy says take the Packers. So what? I guess my thoughts there is, I know that the Bears defense is going to be at least much improved. I think they spent some of their early draft picks, I think, on defense. I know their O line is going to be more improved. Justin Fields, Justin Fields, whether he can be an amazing passing quarterback, because we know he's going to be able to scramble and run the football. And in a game like this, that could be the difference, because I could see this being a pretty boring 24, who knows, 17. This could be a boring game.
Yeah.
So his legs could be the difference in this game. But if Jordan Love comes out and we realize Jordan Love is really an NFL quarterback who can sit back in the pocket and deliver strikes, that could be the difference, because that is not a given with Fields. We know that he can drop back and then scramble.
But who's he going to throw to? I haven't heard of any of the players on their team that.
Yeah, they're all NFL players.
They're a video game. They're a person on the field. Right. It's not a big name. It's not a Devontae Adams. It's not a Lazar. It's not geez, man, I could keep a Dotson. He's hurt. And guess what?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have any of these names anymore for the Green Bay Packers, but at the same time, for the Bears, I don't know any of their players.
Yeah, I get it, but neither does Vegas, and that's the reason why
Chicago wins that game.
Going with, that's what I'm thinking. The same thing. I'm thinking Chicago wins in an ugly game by probably a field goal. Just based on maybe Justin Fields has a little more experience, but the reason I would be a little scared of that is Jordan Love. He might come out and prove something. So, but it is in Chicago, So for me, I'd be putting my $1,000 on the Bears. Sounds like Bam. What are your thoughts, Bam? Anything to add besides so you got Fields, proven runner, Jordan Love, not a proven passer.
I kind of thought like what Tony said. I mean, one of the X factors in that game could be the Green Bay backfield with AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. But even with that, I still think Chicago's got a few too many more weapons on offense, like DJ Moore and those guys right there. Khalil Herbert. I mean, plus, like I say, Justin Fields out. So, like I say, it's going to be a squeaker. And I wouldn't surprise me if Green Bay did come out and win the game. But I don't think they will.
All right. Cool. That's it was just kind of an interesting game. There could be a lot of.
It's going to be a sleeper.
Well,
everybody's going to go to sleep because that's the only thing they get to watch on TV.
It's going to be game of the day.
Yeah, but see, the thing that's interesting about that game is you could be watching the future, with Jordan Love and Justin Fields. You could be watching stars of next year.
Love looked pretty good at times this preseason when I saw him, but he also looked kind of still like he's rusty. So that's why, like I said, I'll give the edge to the better defense, too, with the Bears.
Yeah, and home field advantage, Yeah. That's usually good.
History prevails. The last two quarterbacks that were backups for Green Bay Packers, and they became stars and also Super Bowl champions and MVPs. Brett Favre and this other guy that plays for Jets now, Rodgers. Yeah. And, now they got another one called Love. Man.
Big shoes to fill right there, man.
And
what the
stepping stone, the way that organization's gone lately. Yeah.
Exactly.
If we're playing what's in a name, I would be betting on a guy named Jordan Love to be a star. Just saying.
That's true.
And you know what? They also have a young wide receiver core because they lost everybody. They all went to the Jets. But
Yeah.
at the same time, they got a young wide receiver core. Plus, they have an experienced backfield. And their defense, their defense is in the middle. They're mediocre. But
Got it.
at
All
the
right.
same
Well,
time,
let's
cool.
yeah,
Go Green Bay.
it could be a future game. It's interesting. So let's dive into another what I think is very interesting game, and for many reasons. Because it's a future game. You got 49ers at Steelers. The Niners are favored by 2.5. I think that number has come all the way down from 4. So the world is, basically saying that they think the Steelers are legit. It's in Pittsburgh. The Steelers seem like they found their quarterback with Pickett.
I like Pickett.
Yeah, and to me,
they got a good young team. This is one thing, Shotgun, that I do agree with you. It's going to be an exciting game for both sides because you got two quarterbacks that one just got out of the draft from the University of Pittsburgh, going in to Pittsburgh Steeler Nation and being what he probably always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Even though, hey, it's a great thing. And then he also has a young talented wide receiver Pickens. Gosh darn it, he's good too. Then you got an Alabama running back star. You got him, man. They got a good little team. Plus,
well, it's in Pittsburgh. It's Mike Tomlin. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a team that almost never stays down for long. They seem like they found their quarterback. That fan base is going to be relatively fired up. Now, the Niners are a Super Bowl caliber team.
But that's what I was getting ready
to minus that quarterback. This to me is a game that could not make or break Brock Purdy, but this is Brock Purdy's team now. If he goes in here and wins, then it's a statement. If he goes in here and loses, the Niners are going to be like, and they don't got a backup now, right? Did they get rid of all their backups?
The amount of money that they put into this team, they should be damn well a high playoff team, NFC championship team, Super Bowl team. You got Debo. You got this Achuk guy. You have
Christian McCaffrey.
You have Little. You have a team around.
None of that matters though when the quarterback is making less than $1 million because he's a rookie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, guess what this rookie's doing? And look what he's accomplished. He took out Garoppolo. He's gone. They took out Trey Lance. He's gone. Guess what? The number 3 quarterback took first place. There's a reason why he took first place. This boy has heart. He wants to win the ball game.
Yeah, no, I get it. And this is because both of these quarterbacks are second year starting quarterbacks. I think Pickett, he started, didn't he? I think he started almost most of last season, did he not?
Most of it, yeah. He took over from Trubisky.
They didn't have much to lose with him.
It was quick.
Yeah. So, and with, so again, kind of like the Packers and Bears game, this could be a future game. Purdy's taking over a ready for the Super Bowl pretty much now team. Just manage it and don't screw it up. Where Pickett and the Steelers, they got nothing to lose in this game. Tomlin is going to be coming at the Niners today.
Blitz every play.
So, honestly, I see why this line has come from 4 down to 2.5. Because if you could have got in at 3.5 or 4, on paper, yes, the Niners should go in here, get a tough victory, maybe by a field goal, so that 4 points would have covered you if you were taking the Steelers plus the 4. I
disagree on this one.
So what are your thoughts? $1,000 in Vegas, Tony.
$1,000 in Vegas. You know what? I'm going to go with the experience and strength of a team that people know. I'm going 49ers.
Going Niners. Okay. Again, and that's probably not a horrible bet now that it's 2.5. So if it was at 4, would you still be taking it? Even at 4?
You got an experienced running back there, brother. You got Christian McCaffrey that can run and catch that ball. And you know what? Purdy, showed it last season.
He showed it for a little while. He showed it for a little while, and, down the playoff stretch. Those were important games. And he got hurt in the playoff game. It's true. So I was very interested to see how Brock Purdy does with an entire season in front of him. Because like I've been saying all offseason, if I was the 49ers, I'd have been picking up the phone saying, TB12, give us one more season, bro. I'm telling you.
That poster on the wall.
But, hey, that's just how I would roll. I mean, because you guys remember, Tony, what was that guy? He was like the 6th round draft pick. He looked like he was going to be the heir apparent to, was he before Peyton? You remember the guy, and then he went on to the Vikings. I forget his name. But for the first half of that year, for the Broncos, I forget the guy's name. He looked like he was going to be a world beater. Like he was.
Oh, the one that made all that money.
Yeah. The night, he went to the Vikings. No, that's Osweiler. It was another dude. I just, I kind of wonder with having just such a small sample size of Brock Purdy from last season, this to me is going to be a real statement game because this is not going to be an easy game. I don't care who you have around you going into Pittsburgh. They're fired up. They think they found their quarterback. Like, it ain't going to be an easy game. If the Niners come out here with a victory and Purdy plays well, and I'm a Niners fan, I'm excited. If they go in here and they lose this game, like I said, it's kind of – so personally to me, oh, God, I think if I had to put $1,000 on this game today, I would have loved this number still to be 4, but I'm taking the Steelers. I think the Steelers might win this game outright. I think this could be another upset. Like Detroit.
I'm with you, Spencer. Shotgun, I'm with you. I like the Steelers winning outright.
Yeah.
They got a good, young, talented team. With their tight end, with their wide receiver, they got Harris in the backfield, and they got a young quarterback that he's not scared.
Yeah,
that's exactly the big part.
Now, San Fran's everything points to San Fran. Everything,
yeah.
Offensive weapons, defensive weapons. Even the quarterback, you would say, points towards like say they're both in their second year. They're points towards San Francisco.
Yeah.
For some reason, though, man, and when you come into Pittsburgh and they're a team like you're saying that's hyped up, got a good feeling about them right there, they can beat anybody in the world.
I think that's
and
just.
I think they beat, and Brock Purdy ain't going to scare them.
No, and they got nothing to lose. They literally have nothing to lose. So they're going to come out, do crazy stuff. Tomlin don't give a crap. They're going to come out.
This preseason backup did. I mean, I ain't going to have the Pickett and Pickens both looked great this preseason as well. So the offense looked like it was clicking. Preseason, yes, but if you can get it going, man, like I say.
And, honestly, I think the game is more important for Purdy than the Niners in general. Even if they go in there and say they lose a close game, if I'm a Niners fan, I'm not freaking out. It is, because
it's a huge thing for Purdy because
for Purdy though, it's massive.
It's huge because look what they got rid of. They got rid of Garoppolo. They got rid of Trey Lance. They put all their stuff.
All their eggs.
Yes.
Are in Brock Purdy's basket.
But at the same time, you know what? It's not a scrimmage game. It's a real game. And guess what? All the stars are playing on both sides of the teams.
At the same time,
all the stars are playing. And there's some of them are young stars or future to be stars.
At the same time, if I'm Kyle Shanahan and you lose this game, I go through my phone and I go to the tees to find a guy named Tom. And I say, Tom, you're not doing anything with your life right now. I'm going to get you another trophy. Get here Monday.
That damn poster's still on your wall.
As long as neither one of those teams gets blown out, I don't think neither one of them's going to take anything bad from right there. If it's a close game, If you get blown out one way or the other, then yes.
TB12?
Where's the quarterback
Calling TB12. TB12, I love you.
He's out with Gronk.
TB12, please call me back. I know you're on the yacht party with Gronk. Please call me back. Please. Kyle, it's Kyle. It's Kyle Shanahan. Please call me back. Anyways.
But
I like the Steelers. I like the Steelers in this game. I would love the Steelers if it was still +4, but I like the Steelers to possibly. This would be my next upset alert of the day, basically, of all the games that I'm looking at. Because I didn't necessarily think the Lions are going to be able to go in and beat the Chiefs, but I do think the Steelers have a real good chance. And there's also the home dog factor. Throughout the annals of time, the home
Hey, with me,
dog.
this is a tough one too. This one's a tough one too because I like both teams. They got great players on both sides, but I'm going with experience and I'm going with strength and power and healthiness, and I'm taking the 49ers.
Yep, got it. So me and Bama, go Steelers. Go Steelers.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so this is going to dive into the most important game of the day.
You better say it right.
The Denver Broncos.
That's correct.
The stupid Las Vegas Raiders today in the toilet bowl, in the who gives a crap bowl. But I care. Tony,
I care.
They've owned you guys for a long time now.
We haven't beaten them since they became the Las Vegas Raiders.
And that just
you know what? But I'm betting on my Broncos today. Go Broncos.
That just doesn't happen in the Mile High City, Sean Payton. So that streak, I really hope ends today. So Tony, let's start here. Garoppolo versus a seemingly broken down, maybe hopefully rejuvenated Russell Wilson. Who are you giving the edge to in the court?
Today I am going home field advantage. Today I'm saying Russell's going to step up
and throw the ball
around him. They put a team around him, but at the same time, but brother, at the same time, there's a catch.
Oh, I know. Who's he?
Our coach doesn't care. You could tell he doesn't care. You don't play, he'll bench you.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. And I would love to say, hell yes, Russell Wilson obviously is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy hasn't even played in the preseason. Nobody understands him.
They're about the same, pretty much, Spencer. Yeah.
The last time he played, he was wearing a 49er jersey.
This is my problem. Freaking at least Jimmy G has a star to throw the football to. We got Cortland Sutton.
And I'll take it.
From like 6 years ago or something.
Hey, it's going to, you know what? This is going to show a lot. At the same, I'm just going to say it. Our defense is going to step up huge. We got a good, talented team back there.
Because you got to remember, they have the leading rusher in the end, at least in the AFC last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Jacobs. Yeah.
So if they
Jacobs is not a happy person right now. He's only on a 1-year contract.
Yeah. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to try and play really, really well so he can get paid next season.
Yeah, but we got a good defense there, sir. We got a good defense.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe us stopping the run is going to be the key to this game. Maybe it's not the quarterbacks, but I don't know who Russell's throwing the football to, man.
But you know, at the same time, Russell, I'm hoping he's going to be remembering the old Russell, where if he doesn't see an opening, he's going to make an opening.
Didn't seem like it last year.
He's getting, as Peyton says, I'm turning you loose. Do not kiss any kids.
Yeah, but there's I don't know. I mean, Sean Payton, he needs to know. I hope he knows. Beating the Raiders in Denver is a big deal.
Oh, he knows it. Yeah. He knows it. It's like, for instance, I'm going to bring something back from yesterday. CU beating the Nebraska Cornhuskers. That was an old rivalry for years.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? Prime time came in and showed prime time.
He did. So the Broncos are at home. They're favored by 3. Okay, so you're giving the quarterback edge to Russell. Running back edge has to go to the Raiders. defensive edge. I don't think there is a defensive
See,
edge
hey,
necessarily.
brother,
Denver's got the better defense, man.
we got
That's
the
going to
better
be
team.
the reason that Denver wins the game is because of the Denver defense.
Wide
Been
receivers
doing it for
goes
the
to
last
Las
2
Vegas.
seasons like that.
Coaches. Okay, well, here's coach. Obviously, we have the better coach. I can't believe McDaniels didn't get fired last year, but that's only because they'd be paying 2 freaking coaches that weren't the coach of the team if they did. Broncos are -3. Well, you're putting 1,000 in Vegas, Tony, and what's your predicted score?
All day long, Broncos.
Minus
if it was
3.
7 points, I'd give 7. I feel we're going to be beating these guys by a couple touchdowns.
You're high, but
Not yet.
what's your predicted final score?
Honestly, all right, here we go. You know how last year we haven't scored over 20 points?
You think that's going to happen today with no wide
Today
receivers?
it'll be 35-10.
I'd like to make a side wager with you on that, but that's okay. I'm not going to. Bama, someone who's not drinking the Kool-Aid. What's you're putting $1,000 on Vegas, and what's your predicted score of this toilet bowl?
Yeah, again, defense is going to be the reason that the Broncos do win this one right here. I think they've shut down Garoppolo last year when he was with the 49ers. They'll shut him down again today as far as that goes. And offense will be a little bit better. And besides Cortland Sutton, you don't forget little Jordan Humphreys and Callaway, the 2 Saints receivers that came over. So they already know Peyton's system and his thing for the most part. So getting just up on page of Russell, that might be a big help today. But predicted score, we're going to go 24-20 Broncos.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And we got a new little kicker called Lutz from the Saints.
Yes, the Saints just moved up to Denver, basically.
Yeah, the New Orleans Broncos.
What's
coming?
I mean, because I love Sean Payton. You know what I'm most hopeful about with the Broncos this year is, remember we had Doug Plank on a couple weeks ago when Doug was talking about Sean Payton's coaching staff. That made me hopeful. These dudes are winners. They know how to win. They don't mess around. These are not the Nathaniel Hackett's of the world. These dudes are real. Now, is it going to happen this season? I don't think so. But at least we know we have a pro coaching staff that knows how to win. So, and I think, honestly, that might end up being the difference in the game. And if I have to put $1,000 on this game in Vegas, oh God. Okay, put it this way. Here's where I am.
Fool, if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say,
listen. Okay, this is where my $1,000 are going on the Raiders plus the 3, but the Broncos win the game by like 1 or 2 points. I could see this being like 21-20.
You know, it's legal in Colorado, but up there, I don't think it's illegal. You should not smoke that stuff. Because guess what? You're smoking shit.
Maybe it could be. You're probably a good point there. This game has push written all over it, sitting at 3. The Broncos, I see them winning this game by 3 or less. But Davante Adams is a Raider. He is a superstar wide receiver.
Yep.
That could make a difference in this game, because there's not many superstars in this game. He's basically the only superstar besides, an old Russell Wilson in this game that could really make a difference. So I'm just saying, like, the Broncos could be playing great, and all of a sudden Davante Adams freaking.
I think Davante Adams is going to be hooked up to our number 2.
Hell, he burned them last year. Burned you guys last year, didn't he? In the last game.
I'm saying, like, That's the one, like, X factor that scares me about this game. So
hey, man, I wouldn't be worried about him. There was a loss that they did lose. They lost Darren Waller, which that was a damn shame, but he was always hurt all the time. Once again, he has a hamstring thing for tonight's game. We'll see if he's played or not. But at the same time, you look at Hunter Renfrow, the other wide receiver. He had a great season last season because of the fact they kept on double teaming Davante Adams.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that part too, brother. But at the same time, you got a running back that, like you said earlier, is hungry. See, I think it's going to be a great game, but I think defense will win the game. And Broncos have the better defense.
I hope so. This is going to be
It's going
to be an ugly toilet bowl of a game. I just pray that the Broncos, because it's going to be great to have come out, get that week 1 win against the Raiders in the Sean Payton era. It would be great. So I'm going to leave it at that. We got to go to commercials, and then we're going to dive into a little college football, and then we're going to wrap up kind of a shortened edition. I only got another 10 minutes before I got to go to stupid work. So anyways, we'll be back in
Denver Broncos defense will score a touchdown.
2 minutes, guys. We're back in 2 minutes.
All right, this is Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the TMP, Sports and Tacos.
Perfect.
Because we get paid to put our money where our mouth is. We tell you how it is for real, not what they want you to say. Listen to us, Sports and Tacos.
Cool. Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever, and we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube, Sports and Tacos, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us, YouTube, Sports and Tacos. Why Sports and Tacos? Because we're number 1. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay, sweet. All right, we party like the big dogs. Okay, we're going to give a few shout outs real quick, and then we're going to dive into Texas, Alabama, and wrap up this quick edition of Sports and Tacos. I want to give a shout out to Smoke Lab Vodka, G Unit, and Don Church. They promote the hell out of this vodka. It's amazing. Great for your espresso martinis. Check out some Smoke Lab Vodka. Give a shout out to Bill Hammond over at Hammond Entertainment. He is the man. He helps us out tremendously, getting recognizable names on Sports and Tacos. We hope to have Bill back on the show soon. Maybe we'll see if we can get him on, him and Greg Vaughn, after we see what happens to their 49ers today. Dan Wolkin over at Memory Lane Incorporated, and he was on over 50 episodes of Pawn Stars. We're supposed to have Dan back on the show in the next week or two, talk high-end sports memorabilia, and hopefully get bankers versus bookies going. Give a shout-out to Megan Johnson and ex-Chicago Bears star Doug Plank and their podcast, Sports and Shopping, which is going to be back up and running with football season soon. Got to thank them for coming on the show, especially Doug, giving us, man, I love Doug's OG back in the day football stories, dude. They're just so awesome. I love it. Give a shout out to Ray Pinetto over at Pro Signatures Memorabilia. They have the coolest sports memorabilia collages in the entire world. And of course, give a shout out to Mr. Paul Pratt, ex-Detroit Lion, and his amazing electrolyte injected Noah water, which if you're thirsty, it will quench your thirst because it's amazing electrolyte injected Noah water. So anyways, Bama, dude, what happened to the Crimson Tide yesterday? Okay, let's start here. Is it that Texas quarterback, Ewers? Is that?
Yeah, he did pretty well last night.
Yeah,
he did.
That kid's legit.
He lit us up. We could not stop him for nothing right there. Yeah,
especially in the fourth. I don't know if it was the third. I didn't get to watch the game because I was at work, but it sounds like Texas was about to do what Texas normally does, and that's kind of piss the game away. And before you know it, the dude is throwing long bomb strikes.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah, but like I say, we're right. Alabama was 16-13 going into the fourth after just getting their butts kicked the entire first 3 quarters of the game. All of a sudden, boom, big touchdown. Hey, we're ahead. Yeah, but no, Milrow, too many bad decisions with the ball there, holding it too long, sometimes taking sacks, running out. The big interception was that in there to start the fourth, which gave them the ball. They went down and scored. Then we get another interception, which we were trying to go back, get it within. Keep it within 1 score. It's down 2 scores. I don't know, man. I'm still kind of dumbfounded how kind of like the second year in a row, Alabama can get a lead and just blow it just because they can't stop a team in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, who do you put? So, as an Alabama fan, like who do you put it on? Are you Milrow?
Up the whole damn team.
I get that, but like, are you convinced? I mean, you guys have. I mean, I hate to. Maybe that's it. I mean, you guys have gone from Tua to Bryce Young. Is Milrow?
This really was his first. I mean, I know he started one game last year for us when Bryce was hurt against A&M, and we got the win. It was an ugly win. Again, he turned it over like 2 or 3 times, but those were pretty much fumbles, not interceptions. He was usually pretty good at taking care of the ball that way. I'm going to put it up to first big game jitters in a sense. First game he's played that he's just supposed to go in there, and he's got a team that Texas was hungry, man.
Yeah,
that team was pissed off after last year losing to us by a point, which they thought they should have beat us in Texas.
Yeah.
They came out and showed it playing. Alabama, we punished Will the whole time right there until the fourth quarter, man. In the fourth quarter, we just looked gassed on offense and defense. Defense especially. Couldn't get a stop to save our life through the air or on the ground, man. It was pretty sad there watching that.
On a scale
from what I noticed was the defense, man, whenever they did those long balls and all that, oh my gosh, pass interference calls. And they were true pass interference calls. Defense hurt them in the fourth quarter really bad.
And again, like he's talking about the touchdowns, when Texas was throwing the touchdowns on us, it wasn't like it was close guarded dudes were like 5 yards behind our guys right there. It was
so Bama.
Swing or what?
I got to wrap it up pretty quick, but on a scale of 1 to 10, as a Bama fan, how hitting the panic button are you for the season with Alabama?
Not hitting the panic button. No, not doing that yet. I mean, a non-conference loss, so we can still get to the playoffs. Run the table in the SEC. We're still good on that. But that defense better secure itself up, and our offense better tighten up too, or we're not going to be even thinking about the playoffs right there, much less the SEC championship game. But I'm not panicking yet. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of good stuff for Saban to get a hold of now and watch and say, hey, you guys got a lot to work on if you want to do something, and you got a lot of games to prove it with. So I'm not panicking. Not panicking yet.
Yeah, and is Milrow, is he highly touted, or I've never.
He was a 5-star coming out when he came in, but yeah, like I say, got beat out by Bryce, and he's a redshirt sophomore. She's been there 3 years, I think now. I mean, he's supposed to have the stuff. He beat out a couple of the Notre Dame transfer, Buckner or whatever. He came over with Tony Reese, the offensive coordinator we got, and he beat him out. So I guess he showed enough to beat a quarterback that started at Notre Dame and played some for a while. Plus, we do got another young kid. So I'm not going to say that Saban ain't going to look at possibly how practice goes this week. Mm-hmm. Maybe give one of those other quarterbacks a shot, because I know he named Milrow starter for game 1, but it's really kind of just for game 1. It wasn't for like the whole season. Right, so I guarantee you wasn't too happy with that. And if Milrow don't show out in practice this week, he might not get the start next week.
Right. All right. Well, cool, guys. I got to hit the road. Go to work. Get the bills paid. Enjoy your day of football.
Go Baltimore.
Go Broncos. Go Broncos. Go Broncos. That's all I can say. I want to be a happy Broncos fan at the end of this day.
Beat the damn Raiders, man. Yes. Beat the damn Raiders.
All right, dudes. We will do this again soon. No show tomorrow night. I work tomorrow night, but then things get back to normal, so we'll probably be back to Sunday mornings and Monday nights. And go sports.
Heck yeah.
Adios, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Latest.
Bye.